Hi, welcome to my channel Wisdom Personality. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. If you aren't moving forward in your life, there is some idea, mode of action, or habit you're so in love with you won't let go of it. You're not everything you could be, and you know it. Self-love is the only antidote to the chaos of existence. And if you don't love and care for yourself and your own needs, you will cause unnecessary suffering both for yourself and others. Perhaps you are overvaluing what you don't have and undervaluing what you do. You should be better than you are, but it's not because you're worse than other people. It's because you're not everything you should be. To learn is to die voluntarily and be born again, in great ways and small. Don't be a slave to stupid rules. Face the demands of life voluntarily. Respond to a challenge, instead of bracing for catastrophe. You can do an awful lot by writing down what happened to you and thinking it through. If you don't stand your ground, then all that happens is people push you backwards. And they will push you, and push you, and push you, until you fall off a cliff. If you fulfill your obligations every day, you don't need to worry about the future. Truth, virtue, and courage are not necessarily enough, but they are our best bet. So, listen to yourself and to those with whom you are speaking. Your wisdom then consists not of the knowledge you already have, but the continual search for knowledge, which is the highest form of wisdom. You need to consider the future and think, what might my life look like if I were caring for myself properly? The successful among us delay gratification and bargain with the future. You cannot be protected from the things that frighten you and hurt you, but if you identify with the part of your being that is responsible for transformation, then you are always the equal, or more than the equal of the things that frighten you. It took untold generations to get you where you are. A little gratitude might be in order. If you're going to insist on bending the world to your way, you better have your reasons. Can you imagine yourself in 10 years if instead of avoiding the things you know you should do, you actually did them every single day? That's powerful. The light that you discover in your life is proportionate to the amount of the darkness you are willing to forthrightly confront. The way that you make people resilient is by voluntarily exposing them to things that they are afraid of and that makes them uncomfortable. When you have something to say, silence is a lie. Once someone has spent enough time cultivating bad habits and biding their time, they are much diminished. Much of what they could have been has dissipated. And if you think tough men are dangerous, wait until you see what weak men are capable of. It's better to do something badly than to not do it at all. Always place your becoming above your current being. It's in responsibility that most people find the meaning that sustains them through life. It's not in happiness. It's not in impulsive pleasure. When you have something to say, silence is a lie. I believe that the good that people do, small though it may appear, has more to do with the good that manifests broadly in the world than people think, and I believe the same about evil. We are each more responsible for the state of the world than we believe, or would feel comfortable believing. Love is the desire to see unnecessary suffering ameliorated. You should take care of, help, and be good to yourself the same way you would take care of, help, and be good to someone you loved and valued. Work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. If you're going to be successful, you need to be smart, conscientious, and tough. The purpose of life is finding the largest burden that you can bear and bearing it. Notice that opportunity lurks where responsibility has been abdicated. To suffer terribly and to know yourself as the cause, that is hell. If you are not willing to be a fool, you can't become a master. In order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. If you cannot bring peace to your own household, how dare you try and rule a city?